Okay, so now we are actually in Red Alert versus S.A.L.V.O Team Delta. I'm here with Delta 9.
Who is very honored to have a team named after himself.
Indeed. We got Min Soki.
Hello.
Am I saying that right? Soki?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Anyway, I will say the bottom left team. We have. This is Team Delta. Oh, yes, this is S.A.L.V.O. We got Gold in middle going range missiles. Barry Hall's going Plague Overlord. Bonsai going Leviathan Mutation. Blood Eagle going Charges, probably in the side lane. Amp going Feedback, and Curvopox going 3-4, not 4-3, Colossus. It looks like Bonsai is going to be going up to take the top lane. Delta, do you want to go ahead and say the...
Sure. At the top, we have Red Alert with a Void Ray in the side lane, Sonya White opening with Nova. It's going to hope to deny some farm on the levy. We have Animosis BC opening Kite in the middle, Overlord Amigo with Plague, and Senek with EMP. There's also Hawk with the Colo with a standard 4-3. And in the bottom, Seraph opening Hall and 1 gap.
So that's a nice contrast. We got Sever versus Blood Eagle, the Hull in 1 gap versus the Charges. Pretty.
And in the middle, we've already seen an EMP on 2 ships and Plague on 2 ships.
Middle is more or less a mirror aside from the support ship,
Yeah.
Barb versus Raven.
And the Raven will tend to be stronger in this phase of the game. Particularly if he won the Imp War.
Raven just EMP'd the Blood Eagle Charges away, so Seraph should win his lane now decisively.
Yeah, it looks like Red Alert is probably going to be winning at least 2 of the 3 lanes here, and it's going to be hard for Bonsai to stay out here. Bonsai should win to some extent against Sonya, but with the Nova Deny, it won't be as much of a win as you might be hoping.
It's a delay at best.
So at the moment, I'm feeling like I like Red Alert's comp just a little bit more. I mean, I know that Red Alert is winning just this opening, but beyond that, I feel like I don't know. I feel like Raven has been a little bit stronger than Arbiter the last 2 games I've watched, and I feel like since they're winning this opening game, the Void Ray versus Leviathan, the Void Ray will develop fast enough that the Leviathan will not be able to take off to the same extent.
That's true, but if you look at the middle ship's health, seems like Red Alert's Ovi did slightly better in plaguing multiples. I didn't catch it myself. I don't know if you guys did, but
Ooh, Gold is plagued again. He has to back.
Oh yeah. All the ships in the middle are beat up, and the Levy and the Void Ray are playing up top, completely separate from the middle.
Bonsai is extending quite a bit.
Well, he can do that pretty safely. I mean, he knows that the Void Ray doesn't have any damage.
A
And
big mistake from red team because they don't just go for warp. Levy was just on top of them and they could have go back and warp and just win that game easy.
Yeah,
That's a great point.
they definitely could have picked off Amigo Deer if they had gotten a warp trick off at all. Or probably Sanic too, if they had timed it correctly. I don't know that Red Alert would have... Probably Red Alert would have backed before they got back to buy warp, would be my guess. But at least that would have... Yeah, the most dangerous thing they could have done there would have been going back. That's something Red Alert has to respond to. Trying to hold the middle lane when they're losing wasn't as effective, but they're not really that far down on farm. Farm is a 50-point game, and it's the 530 mark, so still this is... in a way, they Team S.A.L.V.O should actually be ahead on farm for right now, for the next minute or so.
And if you actually see the farm difference between the Void Ray from Red Alert and Bonsai, the Levy on.
What is Gold
Team Delta.
doing? Alright, let's see. Does Sanic have...
Wow, there's no
Yeah.
farm difference.
Sanic does not see the BC. There is a scan, though. Do you think Red Team is expecting the scan? Yeah, Gold is going back. He must have realized they scanned.
Oh, Gold should be in trouble here.
Yeah, they're not really committing to gold. Maybe they're thinking gold has a warp, so they don't want to all commit.
No, he doesn't. And look, oh, this is going to be interesting.
Now they're
Yeah.
going up, but they only had the one scan. This is such a strange situation.
He
Oh
just-
no, Voidray is going for that.
Oh,
and
they're
the warp and the Arb is warping in.
Oh,
Towards the Desi and the
now they need
Colossus.
warp, which is
this is
Play.
going to be violent.
a double plague.
Oh,
Alright, at least
EMP's
they worked.
coming.
They gotta be careful
We
of the
can
turn.
just,
Uh-oh. The BC's too far below.
Oh, did I see him?
Oh yeah. The fighters are spotting him. Yep, I think red
They're
team is
turning
going
on him.
towards the BC.
Yeah.
But they're gonna.
Charges.
Blood Eagle is gonna be taking damage, and
Fair
Amp is
piece of
taking
design.
damage.
Oh
Gold
my
is
God.
taking
Gold
damage.
going to
Gold
die.
is dead.
And the BC is getting away. Yeah, Gold is probably going to die.
He's set on a charges dread.
And one more.
And they might lose the Raven.
They
No, I'm sorry, the
could.
Arbiter.
This is over. The massacre.
Well, this was an exciting game.
Nerf charges already.
Blood Eagle is just diving in now.
Nice plague on Berry Halls.
Bonsai might
Onside
probably
is
gonna
dead.
drop. Yeah, he's dead. And they're not even gonna get Sever. I think that they needed to turn. Team Delta needed to bail as soon as that imp hit. Right? I mean, they still wanted to try to pick off the BC and get the kill, but the risk, they needed to turn in unison away from the blue team and just get away. You know, maybe go for the BC, but maybe not at that point, because you know, once that imp lands and takes out the energy and shields the two of their ships, they're not
And
gonna
with
they're
the
not gonna
plague, You're
win.
not regening your shields.
Yeah,
So that was a very big loss for them.
I mean, this game is over. I'm surprised we didn't see a GG yet. This is
A big mistake making him warp trick with two Dark Ship.
yeah,
let's
gold
take us
going
by-
up without. In a way, I mean, I imagine gold probably just didn't have the money for warp, but going up into that position, and I mean, there was even a point where the fighter, the creeps were visibly showing that the BC had scammed. So, Team Delta knew that Animosis had scanned, knew that the BC was there, and you know, it was such a strange moment where there was really no reaction from Red Alert for a few minutes, because I think they were thinking that gold would just warp out, and then they still just realized that he hadn't, at which point they went up there and, well, murder.
Maybe they saw they missed the first warp and they thought, yes, we can do it again. You know, it will happen again.
Yeah,
But
I think you're right.
when they both went back and upgrade with the same amount of farm. The thing is, the blue team had to buy warp, and that is a lot. And they took an EMP. That is not very good. You're not in a good situation if you take the EMP in your face. You know?
You made a great point. When they had that opportunity for the warp, Team Delta on the levy, they could have capitalized big early on that. They missed out.
There's also just some odd upgrade choices, like what is Blood Eagle doing with 4 lasers and 2 griffins? I don't know when he picked those up.
He doesn't even use Griffin.
He doesn't use griffins, and he doesn't have hull upgrade yet, which seems pretty silly. I mean, it's not like that's going to make a difference at this point in the game, but I'm wondering what he had during this warp trick. You know, it's like going for a warp trick without really the team having committed to damage-dealing abilities. Barry Halls doesn't have Psy Blast, so they wanted to do this warp trick with plague and
Just
lasers, like, I don't know how they were going to get a kill even if they had timed it correctly.
I think the idea was to use the mines on the desert to get the kill.
People need to learn also. It is a new team.
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be at a pretty severe disadvantage with going up against Red Alert unless you're a top 3 team, right? Red Alert has been pretty consistently in the top 3 in most tournaments. Usually, I think, in the top 2 even. Is that right?
Yeah. They're probably in the top 3 always.
And so, I mean, in
Yeah, I
terms
think
of
we'll
score,
see the
even
Desert out here.
like the score knows that this was a game that was not favoring Team Delta. It's a plus 28 game for them, so they're not losing any score points for this. Really, only 4. In this type of match, you know, public game players would call this a stacked team, man. Oh my god, host balance.
Looks like Barry Halls is holding out with his Ovi.
Yeah, they still want to see if maybe they... I mean, the thing is here, shouldn't the Overlord just suicide? Because Red Alert will get more points for the mothership.
Or they could
Maybe
just
they
call
want to
GG.
be nice and give more points.
Yeah. A gentleman's agreement or something where they just don't want to... They will give Red Alert the points.
Maybe he will wait till the last second and then GG.
Actually, from what I remember,
I'll be right back.
be right back. From what I remember from JQuest, he said that even if GG is called, usually you go by whichever rule gives you points.
Oh,
So,
okay.
kill-based rule or GG rule. So in this case, even if you call GG, Team Blue, Red Alert would get 2 for the towers, another 2 for mothership, so 4 plus 5 ships.
But what do you
9,
mean?
and
Like,
then
if
3
they
for
call
the win.
GG before the base is taken, how can they get the base points?
Oh, sorry, not the base. Just take out the base then. That'll be 10 points.
You know, I think you're right that JQuest was saying that you would get 12 points for GG. That's something I really just need to ask him. Anyway, thank you, everyone, for co-casting this sweet and succinct little game. And I will see you guys in future matches, I'm sure.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Crazy.
Crazy.
Thank you.